Good morning and welcome to A Child's Life. Today on A Child's Life, we're going to look at helping your child with their basic reading comprehension skills. When a child first learns to read, they're focused very much on learning letter sounds, blending, and beginning to read words independently. As a child's word reading improves, we want to ensure that they are attaching meaning to the words, phrases, and sentences that they are being exposed to. The process of understanding what you are reading is referred to as reading comprehension. It's important that you help your young readers develop these reading comprehension skills at home. Reading comprehension is an essential skill to gaining knowledge, which is essential in school and in life. The first step to help your children improve in their reading comprehension is making sure they improve their decoding skills. Basically, this refers to their ability to sound out their words. Decoding is a process that we want to eventually become automatic for them, but sometimes it takes young readers a little more time for this to happen. The best thing to do is to encourage them during this time, and if they're sounding out a word incorrectly, help them through sounding it out correctly, or ask them whether they think what they said fits the context. Perhaps with a little investigation, a light will spark, and they will sound out the word accurately with the help of the context. The next step is in improving comprehension skills is to help your child improve their vocabulary. Reading comprehension improves when a child understands the words in their context. If your child comes across unfamiliar words, encourage them to look at the context, look at everything around it that they're reading, and try and come up with a logical meaning for that word. That skill is called using context clues. Now, once you've done that, you can always do a quick look up on an online dictionary to find out the meaning of the word. And if you do that, that also models how quick and easy it is to look up new words. In addition to supporting your child with decoding and using context clues when they're reading at home, make reading an active activity. Encourage them to discuss what they're reading. Ask them questions related to what they think is going to happen when they make predictions. Have them outline the evidence for those predictions. Encourage them to discuss the characters, their personalities. Why did they do what they did? Why are they saying those things? What are they not saying but implying? Make reading a fun and active process where you can also try and build their critical thinking. Making reading a regular routine in your household is a good idea. Improving comprehension skills takes consistent and intentional effort. Here are a few ideas to help you develop a meaningful and regular reading routine in your household. Firstly, choose a time where all the technology and other distractions will be turned off in the house. So let's say you choose to devote about 20 minutes to reading. All the tech should be off during this time, with the exception if they're actually reading from an e-reader. Number 2, before you're reading with your young children, take a walk through of the book. Look at the title, the pictures, the headings, etc. Help them prepare for the information they're about to see. Next, take turns when reading. You read a little bit aloud, let them read a little bit aloud. Stop and discuss the story as it's happening. When possible, always try to make connections to real life, personal experiences, and maybe other stories that they have read. This next one I know is a little tough sometimes, but try and reread favorites. I know it gets a little annoying, but it is a great skill for kids. It may be frustrating at times, but when children hear the same book over and over, it helps to improve their fluency and their decoding. It also helps to make them feel more confident as readers and helps them essentially just read at more of a smooth pace. Next, know that you can read from different sources. So magazines, newspapers, e-readers, whatever it is, be willing to try different forms of or different avenues to read, and focus on always looking at building comprehension and vocabulary no matter what it is they are reading. Next, another thing you might want to try is our audiobooks, actually. Audiobooks are a great way to get children into loving literacy. You can also get the print version at the same time. But I especially like audiobooks for teenagers to get them to hear the characters, to hear the storylines, to hear the way vocabularies were used and the sentence structure, and to get a better understanding of the story. And a lot of times, by listening to the audiobook, they become more motivated to read books in a series, etc. So in closing, I want you to remember to keep reading as an active, positive experience. Try and have an encouraging environment where reading comes alive. Set an example by you reading yourself and spending time taking off the television or other technology devices. If you're unsure about what materials are appropriate for your child, speak to their teacher. I'm sure they can give you some advice, or feel free to contact me at connect@yolandrobinson.com. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of A Child's Life. If you'd like to find out